I can see chat. I can now see chat, and chat can now see me. Yay. Okay. Okay, so let's try and change that. I hope that's better. I mean, maybe that's better. Okay, so I successfully linked my stuff, which means I should have a collection, and I do. Let's check to see what the store has. Huh? Yeah? Yeah, I got my stuff. Wait, what? There's no buy the character? You dickheads. No, you can't buy it. Fuckers. Well, no, I got his Obsidian Edition, I believe. Which means I have all of those characters. He bought the Obsidian Edition, I get the Obsidian Edition. Doesn't make any sense whatsoever. If he doesn't, no, this is linking to this. That doesn't make any fucking sense. Think about what you just said. I'm gonna buy the field green dice. Fuck yeah. Best amount of money I've ever spent in my life. Alright, so let's do a fucking crash course. Monkey, you ready for a crash course? Are you ready to crash? Oh my gosh, I remember that. You're ready to crash the course? Crash into a course? Wow. Yep, I remember that. Crash course on crashing into a course. Basically, because Monkey did that, and I linked it with my thing from my whatever, they didn't think about Steam Share, so I got all of that for phone for free. Why, what did he do? Wow. Wow, what an amazing thing. Monkey, you still there? You still there? Oh, I don't want to buy treasures, though I don't know what I'm going to even need gold for anymore, because I think I own everything, right? Okay, so let's get this started. Let's actually, like, get this starty. Okay, so first of all, you press start. Like, this is, normally there would have been a story system, and a quest system, and what other stuff, plus collection and other options and stuff. So we'll press start. We'll build an average team. See, because normally, wait, can you actually have up to? You can have it up to 6. I don't know who said fucking up to 8. What a fucking retard, complete retarded person. So I'm gonna load existing, add to the party, load existing, add to the party. Now normally what you have to do is you have to make up a character. So say create new, you pick this character, you know, you get to, I get access to all of these heroes. Fuck yes. That's so fucking awesome. Boleros, fuck yes. Oh my gosh, this is so badass. Look at that, look at that. So good, nice and shiny. All right, is my stuff frozen, or is that all he said is woot? It's working. Can he can I, hello? Monkey! Monkey! Can you hear me? Wait, so why, what the fuck? Why do I have Sunrot, and yet I can buy it? Continue, I don't care. I'm not gonna lose anything. Why, wait. Okay, wait. Why do I have characters? Why do I have Sunrot? What? I fucking own all of the badasses? Oh. You can get it too. Correct, for free. I know. No one thought about that. Like, no one thought about that. Like, Monkey bought this. Fuck. This is fucking crazy. This is fucking crazy. Like, this is so much shit. Like, all I have left to buy is dice. Monkey, I need your connection now. Okay, so here's the basics of how to play the game. Since we're going to start from the beginning, we're going to give you a basic party, because even though Monkey literally has all of the coolest shit, I'm going to act as if I don't have any of the cool shit. I'm going to act like I was a free-to-play pleb like I was. So, normally you get a regular, you literally just start out with the regular Kyra female human cleric, the Serenite Kyra, and the female elf rogue, Mauricio. So you'd give them the basic decks and everything, so then say, welcome to the world map. Each location on the map is a different adventure pack. Start off in the perils of Lost Coast with the scenario Brigand Doom. Each scenario's information is shown to the left, including its villain and their henchmen, as well as scenario special rules and completion rewards. When you're ready, select Brigand Doom and continue. So, basically, because Monkey unlocked all this, I now have all of the story of the Rise of the Ruin Lords. But, typically, what I did is I pressed this button. You can press this and scroll all the way to the end. Now, when you complete this scenario the first time, it pays you 100 gold. When you complete the heroic difficulty, it gives you 125 gold. And when you finish the legendary difficulty, it gives you 150 gold. Now, no matter what, because they removed the quest system, instead of this only giving you 150 gold once, every single time you finish legendary difficulty, it gives you 150 gold, along with other things that give you gold. But before, there was a reliable way of making gold through the quest system. Since they removed that because it was too much of a difficulty to balance it and to keep it from being buggy and glitchy, they removed it in lieu of adding the hardest difficulty, gives you 150 gold every time you finish it. Now, as much as that is hard, it's probably not as hard and a lot more gold than the old version of doing that was worth. So, looking at that now, you see, what's the card reward of doing all three on legendary? You get the semi-sen. So we'll do a normal difficulty because I don't want to go through all of the hard difficulty and ass reaming of what it is to do that. You now have manageable ruins, which they literally added as of the PC edition. They've added a whole bunch of pay-to-play, like a bunch of pay-to-play, because they've removed a lot of necessity for you to ever want to put any money into the game by releasing the PC edition, which, trust me, PC or phone, this game is fantastic. So adding a little buy is not bad. Basically, it's just sort of like, you know, add one to all your combat checks for the next 12 hours or the next hour. You know, reduces all damage dealt to you by 1, you know. Increases the chance of finding rare, epic, and legendary cards and treasure chests, you know. Number of 5 ruins, 10 ruins, or 25 ruins. You know, decrease the difficulty of any check to acquire a boon made by 1. You know, all scenario gold rewards increased by 100% for the duration of the run, activated for 4 hours. So they have those, and then they have other enhancements. Actually, I think we can quickly go back. Oh shit, I have to go forward. Okay, so let's start Brigand Doom. So you pick Brigand Doom. You probably, when you first start out the game, you probably don't want to pick anything higher than normal difficulty, which I can't wait until Monkey plays this game. It's gonna be fucking amazing. I can't wait to see it. So then they give you a little story. Normally I skip, but because I've read it like 100 times, but we'll read it. We'll read all of them for the stream. So Mauricio says, Sandpoint. Well, I've been in worse places. On the upside, easy money can often be made in these backwater holes. And then Kyra steps forward and she's like, beware. Places like this provide easy prey to those with dark intent. And then some, you there, you look equipped and able. I can't get a supply shipment past the waterfront these days. That brigand Jabril Visky and his thugs are robbing honest folks in the streets. Our incompetent sheriff couldn't seem to do a thing about it. And then Mauricio, assuming you have the coin, happy to do business with you. If I get to bloody my daggers, all the better. It is Serenre's will that this criminal is prevented from doing more harm. Oh, Mast's cousin. Shut up, Cole. I literally just got off my, doing Pathfinder, so my brain for voices is, completely gone. If a monster's power causes you to recharge one or more cards, do so, then draw the same number of cards you recharged. That's not bad. So it's like a cycle. Okay, so this is the big bad guy. Now, I'm going to get into some really crazy ideas. So hold on to your pants and just, watch closely, because it's going to be a lot to sink in. But the basic idea is there are many places for this guy to hide. I believe with 2 people, there's 4 places for him to hide. It's going to get real confusing. Yeah, it really is. It really is. So this is the big bad boss. Now imagine if fighting the boss could happen as many times as he has places to hide. But if you close off those places for him to hide, once you corner him and then defeat him, this scenario is over. So it could either be 4 times or it could be just 1 time if you do it right. So we'll press that idea and we'll put that idea aside till later. So there's the bad guy. Then here is all of his idiots. Look at this guy. Is his eye downward? Is he just retarded? Is he missing a few chromosomes? I mean, look at that shit. Hello? And then what is this beard? It's like his hair just his beard just said fuck you. Like his beard just came out like some kind of like he's like a cheese grater or something. Or he's one of those. Yeah, no, it's like one of those those little press it through the Play-Doh thing and then it comes out in little strings. It's like, what the hell is this guy's beard? Anyway, so this retard called Bandit is his henchman. Now, this is the guy who helps you corner the villain. Now, he doesn't help you. He's not out to help the villain fall. But if you kill this guy in any one of these locations, he helps you close the location so the villain can't hide in those. So, in a way, he's sort of like the mini-boss. If you kill the mini-boss, you destroy another location that the boss can hide in. So his powers say the difficulty to defeat this is increased by the scenario's adventure deck number. I don't even effing remember. I think that's only for questing or other things. But basically, it's just I think he's 9. I think it's 8 plus 1. I don't remember. I think that's what it is. But before you act, recharge a card, which means basically before I even get to do anything, before I even get to fight this guy, I have to literally take a card and take it from my hand and put it into my deck. Which, again, this is going to be a lot of confusing stuff. So stop me if it's... stop me if you don't know something. Monkey, this is crash course important for you. So, let me know. Monkey, let me know how this sounds. Okay, so, yeah. You're going to literally just take cards and put them back in your hand. So this is going to... shovel that up. You may want to review your character skills. So what's basically saying is you're new to the game. Don't jump in with your balls, flapping in the wind. If it hurts Kolak's brain too much, Keppa! Alright, so if it can be useful to look at your character sheet during the scenario to see what your abilities, traits, and feats are. Okay, so once you know this stuff, you're not gonna do that. You're gonna literally already know it's gonna be great. So first of all, as if it were a rolled character, instead of having numbers in the 10s, 20s, or in low digits in case of dumping a stat. What we count them as is dice. So a mediocre dice is 6, a high dice is 12 or 10 or so, and a low dice is 4. So they're going to have, this is the dice they roll for the check. This is what they add to the dice because they have a proficiency in strength, such that of melee. Or they have a proficiency in constitution, that of fortitude. So this will add to the dice roll. This is the dice that you will roll. So obviously, she's going to be really good at rolling wisdoms, especially divine wisdoms. Or in general, it's going to be a wisdom of 12 plus 2. So, Kolak's brain imploded. He's good. Then you have powers, which power, imagine your hand size is your effective health that can be affected that turn. It also is the options you have available that turn. So in the Pathfinder game I play on weekends, imagine that the person has like a bow and a sword and a shield. Imagine his hand size is 3. Now, that means he has effectively 3 different things he can sort of affect and do, but unlike in that game, his hand size and his deck size are relative to his actual health pool. So we'll move on to that later when we get into the actual game, but you can keep that in mind. So hand size is important to a degree. Then you have your normal proficiencies. So she's proficient in light armor. She's also proficient in heavy armor because she's proficient in heavy armor. She's proficient in light armor, which means that a whole slew of things that say, if you're not proficient in said armor, destroy the card or bury the card or whatever. And we'll get into what that means later. But she's able to use all the way up into heavy armor because she's a badass. Then she has no weapon proficiency. So that means as long as it says needs a weapon proficiency, she can't use it. Now, she can, but at a disadvantage as normal. This ability is your best effing ability ever. This is literally the one thing that if you're new to the game and you have no idea what to do. No medium armor? I don't think so. I don't think so. I think there's only light armor, which is related to people who are not like combatants. And then heavy for people who are combatants, and none for people who are not armor wearers. I would believe. It may. Yeah, medium armor is into heavy armor. Light armor is into no armor or low armor. Yeah. Yeah. So, Cole said it like this. People who would not wear any armor, such that of casters, or people who would wear light armor, wear light armor and use that proficiency. People who would use medium or heavy armor now use the heavy armor proficiency. So anyway, heal is literally when you first start your turn, instead of exploring, what you can do instead is reveal a card that has the divine trait, usually a power, and we'll get to that later, sort of a blessing. And then choose a character at the location, usually if she's by herself in the location, it's her. Then shuffle 1d4 plus 1 random cards from your discard pile, which is basically damage taken, into your deck, which is your health. Then discard the card you revealed, which means you then lose that card as if taken damage, so to speak. This is also very amazing, which automatically adds the plus a d8 and the magic trait to your check to defeat a Bane that is an undead, which basically means a bad guy that comes at you. You can, if he's undead, you can add an extra d8 to your roll to say, "Fuck you, bad guy." So then it says, this is how many she gets access to. So she can only ever have 2 weapons in her deck, 3 spells in her deck, 2 armors in her deck, 1 item in her deck, 1 ally in her deck, and 6 blessings in her deck. This is amazing. These are also good too. But she's missing out on the items and allies for that. So, you know, obviously there's a reason for it. Then this tells you how you're doing in your story, which we won't worry about that. Now we'll move on to her really quickly, and we'll try to go through this because there's a lot for this one, and there's a ton for all of them. I'm just trying to give you a baseline of what it looks like. So, D8, D12, D6. This is the low stat. D6, D6, and then plus for perception on her wisdom, acrobatics disable, and stealth on her dexterity. We'll move over to her power. She's got a 5 hand size, light armor. She may choose at will to say, nope, out of any fight that she gets into before the fight even happens. So she may nope out of a fight against an enemy. She may nope out of an obstacle. She may nope out of a certain check to find a boon or an item. At any point, for any reason, she may just nope out of a draw from her location, which we'll get to again in a second. Then sneak attack is if she's alone in her location, she may recharge a card, which is to put the card from your hand into your deck, to add 1d6 to her combat check, or discard the card, which is to lose a health, to add an additional, which is 2d6. Then this goes up to 1d6 plus 1, or 1d6 plus 2, if you keep leveling up. I would probably recommend weapons, maybe hand size before then, but this is definitely cool. So we'll get to that later. Then she's got 2 weapons, no spells, 1 armor, 6 items, 2 allies, and 4 blessings. Okay, so now let's get to the meat and potatoes of the game. So now each location is a place where the bad guy hides, or can hide. So you want to close down these locations and sort of corner him into one area and kill him. So you look at the 3 things for the location. First of all, you start at, what does this location do? So at this location, undefeated monsters, other than the villains or henchmen, are banished. So if you never fight, or if you fight something but you can't beat it, even if it don't beat it, it's banished. It's gone. So when closing, this is the important thing to look at first, is succeed at a wisdom or a survival check. Now, because she's fantastic at wisdoms, I'm going to put her here. Now, we'll look at the other ones, but I already know what I'm going to do. So we'll look at the other ones, but we'll decide to go over here for a second. Now, if I succeed at a dexterity or a stealth check, which, of course, this woman is going to be great at dexterity and stealth checks, you can close this location. Now, if you fail this, you have to go through all of the cards of the location to actually have a chance at closing it again. And usually the first time it comes up to close is when you defeat the henchman or the boss. Now, in the case of beating the boss, I believe it closes it automatically. Is that correct, Cole? Yeah. So if you beat the boss at the location, it automatically closes the location, so you don't have to worry about. David, you sexy son of a bee! Anyway. When an ally would be discarded, it is buried instead. So in this, anytime you get an ally in this location, if you were to discard the ally, which is ever to use it, instead it is just buried. Now, there's 3 things. Discarded, buried, and banished. Imagine discarded is you lost a health point, but you can gain that health point back, which means you put it from your hand into your graveyard, so to speak. And you could take it from that graveyard and back into your deck, right? Through some means. Buried is, imagine instead of going into your graveyard, it goes deep in your graveyard. So far deep that you can get it back after the game is over, but you can't get it back over until you end the scenario you're currently in. So it's like a trade-off. Yeah, you won't get it back, and you basically permanently lose a health point for the rest of that scenario, but you can have some huge bonuses. Then there's banished. Banished is like saying, what if the card just burned into a fire and disappeared? Like, you don't get it back after the thing is over, except for when you find it again randomly, which we'll get to later, because again, there's lots and lots of rules. So I'm breaking this down as it's relevant. So that's what that means. Summon and defeat a random monster. So after you beat either the boss, or if you beat a henchman, if you're closing the boss through a henchman, you're going to close it through the henchman and probably another henchman. Maybe someone else. But you're going to have to defeat 2 people to close this. If you fail, which, trust me, you're going to want to put every single effort towards winning when you're trying to close, it doesn't do anything. It just closes. So this one is a long and confusing one, so we'll just get into the game. So which one you want to start first? The cleric or the rogue? Monkey, which one do you think? It really doesn't matter. I mean, personally, it's like a preference of who do you want to start. I usually want the person who can heal to start first, but it's not really that big a deal. It's honestly just like a who do you want to do certain things, like if there's a power-up or maybe some kind of effort. It just gives you the option. Monkey doesn't decide in a second here. I'll just pick Cleric. Monkey! I think we're just gonna go Cleric. Because Monkey's brain. He says. Cleric. Okay, Cleric first. Okay, so now you actually start the thing, gives you a little, hey, this is what we're doing. This is where, you know, sort of gives you the background story of the location by giving you the overview. You don't really get any actual, like, storyline other than the little things, but it gives you an overview of what the place looks like, as if you were playing the game, or the Pathfinder game. So now, what starts is you have the, give a card to someone. If you're in the location, you can hand an item to them. Or in the case of what's currently, I could say, I want to move to another location. But because we're not going to do that, we'll just keep here. So now we have the either heal ourselves, which obviously we're not hurt, so we don't need to, or explore the area for the villain or a henchman. So we pull the card out. Wow, we immediately come up against a skeleton. So undead means I get the +6 like I talked about from my skill. I'm going to put up a weapon. Now, usually revealing a weapon, all it is you're revealing it to say, hey, I'm going to use this. But because the weapon doesn't break, or it's not like fragile or anything, it's literally just going to add a roll and nothing is going to happen. It's going to go right back to our hand. Now, at a 97% chance, hell, even without this weapon, because it's an undead, I get a 79% chance. I basically have to roll 8 with a +2 no matter what these are. So this can roll a 1, and this can roll a 1. Plus this 2 means I have already half of it. Now, if I put up the mace, that's a 1, 1, 1. That's 3 plus that's 5. Now, that's a really unlucky chance that I could roll nat 1s. It's much, much more likely that I'm going to hit 8. Are you paying attention to your thinking? Okay, cool. So then I'm going to roll by clicking the dice and dragging it over. Of course, I destroyed it massively. Because I wasn't using anything, like, super ridiculous. You know, it just puts it right back in my hand. If you defeat a monster or barrier, it will be banished and no longer appear in the scenario, which means that it goes away. The card goes away. Okay, so that's my turn. Now I have 30 turns for me to corner this villain and kill him. The more people I have, the more turns that they use up. The more turns they use up, the faster I get to 0 and lose. Now, the interesting idea is the more people I have, the faster I can close locations because they can be everywhere. But the more people I have, the more locations I have, so it means the more places I need to close down. So although they can help, it's sort of a risk and reward. Usually I like to go with 3 at most, if not just only 2. But anyway, so now we're going to move over to her for her turn, which is now 28. I have this blessing. My current blessing is the blessing of the gods. So, I believe I can reveal that. No, I guess that would be whatever my discard of that is. Anyway, so she's going to do hers. She gets a free... Okay, this is saying your hand size, whatever your hand size is, always must remain that by the end of the turn. Now, technically, what I can do is instead of discarding a card and literally throwing something away, I can use, since it says on the card, I'll pull it up here, you may treat this card as blah, 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 blah. Oh, no, here it is. Discard this card and explore the location. So, I can literally just go, I got this. I'm going to discard it into my lost health pile and continue exploring. Now I've found a trap, or barrier. Say at the top of the screen there's a check drop-down panel. If you click it, you can choose which skill you would like to roll. You may find that there are times the default skill is not the best option. It usually is. When an encounter Bane is evaded from it, it is shuffled into the deck where it came from. After, you may discard a blessing or ally to explore it again. That's what I just showed everyone. Okay, so now I'm falling into a trap. Or I'm going to try not to fall into a trap. So I can... why would I add a wisdom? I could add a wisdom, which would be stupid because it'd be much harder. Or I could just go with my acrobatics and add a blessing. So I'm going to discard this and add an extra dice of the dice I'm already using to a check. So because I used a blessing, now I added an extra D12. Now I have a really high chance with 2 D12s and a +2 to hit an 8. But let's say I didn't want to use my blessing, right? I can go to my other character over here and say, I'd like to use your blessing, and as long as the blessing says something like, discard this card to add 2 dice to any acrobatic, disable, or survival, because this is going to be an acrobatics check, I could discard and add 2 extra dice, which would make it almost nearly impossible for me to fail this. But because I don't think I need to waste that on something so simple or trivial as that, I'm going to weigh my options. I think, well, I'll never get a better time for using this to get 2 dice, so why not? Because I'll just use, if I ever need the bonus, I'll just use the bonus from her instead of using the bonus on herself. So there's a really high chance that, yeah, I won't fail. So now because I passed the barrier will let me explore again, so I'll explore again. Now here's where the cool item finding system comes in. Basically I'll go, do I want this shield? I'll look at the check that I have to pass, I'll look at the dice that I have, I'll look at the roll success, and I'll think to myself, do I want to add a boon to get this item? Now, what happens is, if I pass this check, I get this item added to my hand. If my hand is too big, I discard a card into the discard pile, and sort of, basically this turns into one of those things that either I can heal to get the item back, or I can discard a blessing to hold it in my hand, or regardless, at the end of the match, I get to keep this item. So, I don't know if this is super important, so I just roll. I get a 1, so I lose the item. Now, the item, you fail to acquire a boon, weapon, spell, item, armor, ally, or blessing, it will be banished and no longer appear in the scenario, similar to if I defeat an enemy. So I won't get a chance to get that again. Because I don't want to hurt myself because I only have 10 health and I already lost 1, and I have 5 in my hand, I'll just pass my turn. 27 turns left to get the bad guy. So draw. She's coming up against a pretty bad obstacle. I'm going to add in another chance, and I think that's the best I'm going to be able to get. There's nothing else here. So hopefully I can beat this collapsed ceiling. I got 83, got 2 6s and a 3 to pass this. Just passed it. You're done exploring. Press the end turn button. You will automatically draw up to your hand size. Thank you. Okay, so basically I am down, and as I am down, end the turn, and it draws me from my deck. Yeah, I know. It was just one of those things where I was like, imagine if I didn't do it, Monkey. It'd be like, ooh. Anyway, so, nope, now we're going to fight. So now she gains access to her abilities when combat is about to happen, or when something that might cause her to be like, oh shit. So, first of all, I'll probably like to add the backstab. Now, if I'm going to use this as a roll automatically, I could just add it like this, and that's being used instead of adding an extra roll, which is an extra d8. I'm adding 2 d6s the same way that I would be, I would already be throwing this away. Or I could add it like that, and then recharge the crowbar into my hand and get 2d8 and d6. So 85% chance, or we'll try it the other way, an 80% chance. So it's probably just good to go, I want to be able to beat this thing. So I could, instead of recharging, discard for a very, very low chance to lose, but I think that's putting a little too many things on the table. I'm not desperate yet, so I'm going to recharge. Hopefully I don't get screwed. Yeah. Beat this motherfucker. Okay, and again, instead of hurting myself by dropping this in the discard pile to continue searching, I'll just drop to my hand size, which means I now have 8 health left. Tome of Knowledge. Tome of Knowledge would be nice, but do I want to spend a blessing on it? Yeah, it's gone. So that's not bad. Still not losing anything yet. And we're not desperate yet. I think it's when you start to get down to around 15 or so, you start to get that. Am I desperate? Okay, here's the first bad guy. This is the henchman that literally says, I beat this guy, and then I successfully complete whatever my closing is, and I will be able to close the rest of this entire location, and I don't have to finish anything else from it. So I'll pick to fight. He'll say one of my items I have to recharge. So I'll recharge my crowbar. I probably don't need it for... Yeah, I don't need it for stealth or dexterity. I don't need it for fighting him. So I'll recharge it. And what he literally does is then I draw my card. So I now have this back instead of my crowbar. So I want to beat this guy. So we'll discard a... we'll discard a guard. And try this. I fucking failed. Okay, so this is what it looks like to get fucked. Get fucked! Okay, so however much I failed my roll, his combat is then dealt to me. So if I dealt a 6, which I dealt a 6 against him, and he dealt an 8 against me, I now take 2 combat damage, which is in essence, because we talked about our deck being our life, I now have to discard twice. So I'm going to recharge for 1 less combat damage, and I'll throw a blessing away, because this guy fucked me. Literally bent me over, whatever. Now he goes back into this deck, and I'm only 1 health less than I would have started. But I am down to 6 cards left, so once that 6 reaches 0 and I try to draw again, I get fucked! So, yeah, probably don't want that to keep happening. But, you know, you can't win them all. Just shut up. Can't tell the difference between clip me and real me. Watching a highlight of mine, he's talking to me on Steam chat, just like you. You can't sometimes, man. It's like, what the fuck? Okay, so I got this. I'm gonna search. And of course, the guy comes right to my booty hole. Damn, he is literally going right for the booty. Okay, I'm gonna get wrecked. Woo! Okay, so I just defeated a guy, and as you defeat people, you get a small amount of gold, and then anything you banish, either during the game or after using your stash, each card you get a gold for, but we'll talk about that later, so... who is it that you sound like? Can't remember. I can't remember. Gosh, that's been a while. Let's just roll it. This is the thing that she normally starts with, and of course I fail on the decisions. So, you know, whatever for you, game. Okay, still haven't pulled anything. Gosh damn it. 87. Oh yeah, much better. So 85, we'll go there. I beat him because he's an undead, and I got the undead thing from this cleric. Harder things give you more gold. Obviously, lesser things give you less gold, but I think it's somewhat arbitrary. Oh, I got this guy again. Cute. Okay. Let's throw... I don't want to be defeated by this guy again. I'm done with this, so... Let's throw that at him. I say I never looked up. I don't remember, man. It's funny. I remember that. Okay, so now I'm at 5 health left. This is pretty dangerous. But I need to close this location because the rest of my team is relying on me. Now, I don't have any bonuses, and I usually like to make sure I have a bonus before I try to finish these off, but I have a pretty high chance to be able to do it. I basically make, you know, I basically try to usually have like a blessing before I do it, but I fucked up, and so now we're just gonna have to try chance, which thankfully a 75 didn't fail. So now the rest of this area is closed. I get gold for closing the location, and we're done here. When permanently closed, when you end your turn here, you may bury a card from your hand to recharge from your discard pile. Do I want anything? No. Okay, I'm gonna have her walk over to the cleric and get some serious healing. Okay. I'm gonna banish that card and explore again. Oh, that's fucked up. A bunyip. This is gonna be a hard as this. Bunyip is hard. Yeah, I got a 50-50. This is gonna probably wreck me, but here we go! Yeah! Okay. Didn't get raped by the card. Thank you. Okay, so now she's gonna go to her auxiliary location, which of course it's trying to tell me, don't be stupid, go over here. Or it's telling me to move, so now I'm gonna move over to the waterfront. Now the waterfront is an effed up place that sucks. When using a weapon, subtract 1 from each die rolled. So if I add extra die by like backstab or something, I get a -1 for each one I add. And when I'm closing it, I summon an extra guy to fight. And then when I permanently close it, on closing, all characters at the location discard a card, which means I lose a life, which effing sucks. I'm gonna try that. Wait. You can always, if you're not sure what you can do, you can always reveal, like, pick it up and look at it, like, hey, what do I want to do? Or you can literally just pick it and then it will let you decide. I'm gonna try automatically winning this. See, now, it took away the dice, and even though the success chance says it's 50%, because I did what I did, it's an automatic pass. Now, what I'm doing is I'm putting the roll on the fact that I can recharge the item and not lose it to get an automatic success on opening this thing up, which hopefully will give me more health. So now, because I've used this up, I'm going to try to re-roll it. So, recharge. Ooh! One off, that's nasty. Well, rip item. But we're going to get some items now. So, what do we get? 2 items. Not bad. Okay, so I got... Holy shit! What? Okay, that's... really good. And I got, not bad. I got a not bad one. I normally use this because I was playing under the pleb version, but with Monkey giving me all the good shit, pretty much there's never a reason to use all my pleb shit. But oh my gosh, Deathbane Light Crossbow +1. Now, as normal in a normal role-playing game or whatever in Pathfinder, a +1 always will add +1 on my roll. So no matter what I roll, I'll add a +1. But then this is adding a whole bunch of other stuff, like add another 1d8 against Bane, Bane that has the undead, which would be the same as this character over here, Kyra. And if proficient with weapons, you may discard this card to add additional 1d4 to a combat check by a character at another location, or a 1d8 if the check is against a Bane that has the undead trait, which means I can discard this card and fire from another location, like fire like 5 miles out to hit the other place that someone needs help fighting, basically. Which, it's pretty sick, like, really sick. So, I got some pretty good items. I'm gonna drop, the crossbow, because I got some pretty cool crossbows. Now, I'm pretty certain I have to look for if it's a weapon, but we'll go with that. Okay, she needs to hurry the flip up and come over and heal this chick. So we're gonna run over here. Spend a token of remembrance, which means it's going to discard it. And heal the rogue for 2 spells. I mean, 2 cards. So she gets 2 cards. And then, I'm not going to cast Strength on myself. I'm just going to pass. Okay, so now it's getting down to the wire. I need to start making some kills. Ooh, this is kind of nasty. Let's recharge the weapon that's not particularly useful. Does this add to my roll? It definitely adds, and it does not take away. So a 70 or a 70. Now, what does this change? A D12, this gives me a D10 and a D12. I'll go with this. And we'll roll on that. Do you have any bonuses for me? No, you don't. Okay, well. We'll try this. Oh, okay. Whew. I didn't get raped. Alright, now we're going to try to close the location. We're going to fight, because we have to. We're going to put this away. Okay, so this... I'm gonna all in and lose my dagger to hopefully get a better chance. Yeah, I got raped. I got raped there. Because I should have won that. But, you know, so goes the cards. Which now means I believe I have to keep playing this until it runs out of cards, which means I got wrecked, like, pretty badly. But that's why you save your boons and your blessings and all your other, like, good cards, along with the fact that I have a crappy deck for, you know, you save them for the closing so you can close it down. But she's lower on health, not bad, so I'll reveal this card, heal her again, and then I'm gonna move. So she got 3 more, so I've healed her twice. And then, yeah, let's throw a guy away and oh. Oh no. That's not good. Blessing of the gods at me, please. Let the gods be with me! Yeah! Alright. Giant gecko. It's kind of like the lizard that my guys actually fought recently, which was funny. 70's good. Yeah, I don't need that. 70's good. Yeah, 70's fine. Okay, so now we have 13 turns left. Now, you may be thinking to yourself, oh shit. And oh shit would probably be right. So let's go back and finish the forest. And of course, we find the effing villain in the forest. So now we get the story side of it. I can tell you you are new here, so I'll give you one piece of advice for free. Get out. Leave Sandpoint behind you, and no one needs to get hurt. I'll make this offer once. Your threats are powerless in the light of Serenray. So now, what I can temporarily do, and I found out this is temporary if you didn't know, Cole. It's temporary, so if it said you passed it and you're like, why do I know? Yeah, it's temporary. Okay, when you encounter the villain, characters in other locations may temporarily close the location to make sure that he doesn't get away to them. Characters must complete the closing requirements for the location, but this will prevent the villain from escaping there. Closing the location, defeating blah 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 blah. Anyway, so she's gonna try to close her location. Yes, so that he doesn't go there. Okay, I'm gonna throw this in there. we're going to try to fight him. Yeah, I'm going to add a sage because I really want to win this. Stop him from getting into this waterfront. So it's closed. Now I'll say I want to fight him now. Alright, I need to recharge 2 cards. So let's put the glaive in there. And let's put the cure in there. So we'll put our mace forward. And we'll put a bunch of rolls because, you know, the Prayer of Gorham is amazing. Because Gorham is amazing. So, let's kick the shit out of this guy. RGB with me! Yeah, he gets wrecked. And then because he only has 1 place to go, which means that now, all I have to do is go over to there with 1 character. And as long as the other character doesn't fail... yeah, fuck it. I don't want it. Okay, so now we're getting to the end of this actual thing. We're also getting to the end of our turn, so we need to be careful. So now, our character moves over to the final place where the villain is obviously at. And then searches through endlessly to go, where are you, evil villain? Let's go with the discard a card route. Oh, yeah. Yeah, let's go with the discard a card route. Let's discard this. And then let's go kick his ass. Rip. Get destroyed, and then we're not desperate yet, so we're not going to do anything stupid. Okay, Deathbane Crossbow. I think that's a good enough roll. I'm going to take that. No. That's too much. Let's go with this. Yeah, pretty good chance. Okay, so she'll actually heal. I'll put heal. And she gets 5 cards back, so she's not near death. And then, because we've got so much cards back, we'll spend a blessing and continue the search, as if it were normal. Blast stones are meh, but it's good to add an extra health. Why not? Good during combat. Sure. We're never gonna win that, but we don't. Let's put this down. Okay, so we're getting pretty close to desperate. So we'll spend that there. We'll go with a mace, and I'll try that. Hopefully, we won't get that. Yeah. Put a card on top of my deck. Let's put the Superior Wooden Shield. Okay, so that is going to close this entire deck, which means he's hiding in here, so he will still be. Now, I would imagine that I have 7 more turns to be able to win. So, plenty of time, especially with the way that I've paced myself. Wrecked, buddy. Eat on. Okay, so I will make an attempt, and I think it's a pretty decent attempt. So, come at me, boy. I'm going to try to close my location on the other one. Attack. I'm going to recharge this guy. Okay, we're going to go straight at him. We're going to go full balls, because we need to beat him to close this down so he doesn't run away. So now we've cornered the guy, temporarily closed it, which means he's on the last location, which means we've cornered him. We beat him this time, he's gone for good. So let's recharge the wooden and armor, which means we're putting our hands fully in. Like, this is it. With a 97% chance, I would take those odds to go all in. That we will defeat the guy and win the scenario. And then he'll say, I yield. Ain't being paid enough to get killed over Vendor's Hall. Aw, I was just starting to have fun. Very well, I'll bite. Who's filling your pockets? Telling you won't help me live to a ripe old age. Better just take me to the Sheriff Hemlock. Cheers. And that's the end of the first level. Now, because obviously I played this before on mobile, I won't get any gold. Normally you get 100 gold there, and then each player, because this is the first time any of these players have finished this adventure, they'll all get their scenario rewards, which will be, I believe, a random item. Ooh, nice. So got a Tome of Knowledge for her, and then for her, I got an Amulet of Fortitude. Nice. Not good, not bad, meh, you know, but it's the first thing. It's not like you're not like, oh my gosh, getting the best rewards out of it anyway. So now here comes the deck management thing, which is what I was talking about earlier about banishing cards for money. So now each card has a specific number of each card type that are required to bring into a scenario. You can find that limit of the filter buttons in the various card types. A quick way to check character is bringing the required number of cards is to look above their portrait. If a character's portrait has an exclamation point above it, you still have some cards that you need to add or remove from that character's deck. To add or remove character's deck, blah 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 blah. Now, here's the cool new thing. The stash is like a persistent sideboard that is accessible by all parties that you have created. This allows you to store and share cards between all of your parties. Keep in mind that the stash has a card limit. If you have too many cards in your stash, you will be forced to sell down to the card limit before you can leave the deck manager screen. Whenever you have a card in a treasure chest or purchase it from the store, a copy will also be placed in your Unclaimed tab. The Unclaimed tab has no card limit, but cards may never be placed in the tab directly once they are removed from the Unclaimed tab. They must be placed in the stash, used in a character's deck, or sold. Lastly, if you are unable to make a valid character deck because you don't have enough cards of a specific type, you won't be able to fill your character deck with repair cards. These cards are not worth anything when sold. It's basically, there's a thing called collection, and you're ever making a party and you're not jumping directly into like Brigandoom or something, you can literally check the collection area. It will allow you to be able to add cards. So this hammer right now is in my stash because I've been putting all my stuff. So let's go into each thing. So I like the Shockglaive, but I really wish that I had access to weapons. If I did, I'd be using this Lucerne hammer over this mace. But because I don't, this item is basically useless. So I might as well just take it out and put it right here. But because I can't, because I have to make sure I have 2 of 2, and this is not in the creation section, this is in the after party section, I'll have to stick with this until I recreate the party, which I'll talk about soon. Then I have my repair cards, which I use to repair, making her have a cure spell, an inflict spell because I was testing it, and a strength spell because it's pretty good. Normally you can just go with 3 cures and you'll be pretty good because your idea is best suited to doing just that, is curing. But if you don't, you want to experiment, inflict and strength are pretty good too. I would take heavy armor over light armor always, and anything that reduces more combat damage with a recharge is better. Obviously, if you banish this card to reduce all damage dealt to you to 0, if you're proficient with heavy armors, instead of banishing it, you bury it, which means that you can't use it for the rest of that thing. If you're proficient with heavy armors, you may recharge this card when you reset your hand, which allows you to, let's say you have an overage of too many cards. If you have too many cards, instead of playing a blessing to be able to, pull a card from your location, you can throw this into your deck. The Blaststone is not worth much. And the Tome of Knowledge is okay, but it's probably worth more either just putting in the stash or selling it. Because the Token of Remembrance allows me to pull any spell that it gets failed, meaning I couldn't recharge it or I used it up and it's put in my discard, I can bury this and pull it out of there and put it in my deck. Now, Delante is a really cool card, which basically works for pretty much everything. Anything that's non-combat, he adds a d4 to. Now, that's not a lot, but that's pretty much every single check I can add a d4 to, or I can just discard him and explore the locations some more, which means it's a pretty versatile card for a character who has versatility built in. Now, I got this from a chest because they gave me a chest, but I lost a bunch of the items that came from it because random glitching, bugging, stuff like that, so you had to be careful. But otherwise, I did get to keep this that came from the chest, which was really good. So now all of hers are as normal, so everything is good from there. Then I'll go to her. She has some sick-ass items, so I'll put the dagger in there, and I'll put the light crossbow in there. Now, proficient with weapons, you may discard this card. It looks like I'm going to be able to use this without having the proficiency bonus, which is really awesome. Let's see if I say anything about that. Nope. I'm going to be able to use this with a proficiency bonus, even though I'm not proficient with weapons. It doesn't say add a negative if you are not proficient with weapons, such that of this. If not proficient with weapons, the difficulty of this check is +4, which means to use it, I get a -4. So if this gives me 12, it only gives me 8. So, you know, it's kind of one of those things where it's not great because instead of removing the check at the roll, it removes the check at the end, which means it's a flat negative. So, you want to get proficiency with weapons before you start using things like this. But these are awesome, so I'm going to keep them. I could use much better armor than this, but I lost my rogue recently due to bugs in the game system, so I won't be able to use it. I'll take a crowbar out. And sure, taking out a Blessing of the Gods for a Blessing of the Gods. You know what? I'll just leave that in and take that out. So a guard can be banished. Remember, we talked about banish being gone, but if he is banished, the card reduces the damage dealt to any character by 3, which means he protects them, basically at the cost of his life as the card. Or you can recharge this card, as in take it from your hand and put it into your deck, for adding a d6 to your perception. So now we're ending this. Now at the end of this guy, the merchant guy from the general store of the next mission, basically says any cards that I drag from this and I put in here, except for these ones that have repair on them, anyone I drag in there, it sells for exactly 1 gold each. Of course, that's a pitiful amount of gold, but it's better than what it used to be, which was nothing. And that can add up if you're playing over a longer period of time. Especially since if you're only going for, like, you know, if you're, every amount of gold adds up, you know, who knows. The next thing is the poison pill, but we'll back out 1 second. Go exit to here, exit the main menu. And now from this point forward, we'll talk about, if you get an excess of gold and you have nothing to spend it on, you can buy treasure chests, which will allow you to have pretty much 4 items, with one of them being guaranteed rare, and possibly a bunch of different things like, basically this is really good if you either spend money on them or you have a lot of gold or whatever, and you want to roll the dice on what you could get. Since Monkey has basically unlocked everything, it's basically this is the only thing besides dice that there is to open. Because I pretty much have everything. Or taking my money and putting it into this, which is literally, if I want to buy this item as if I found it, but instead buy it, it's added to my unclaimed pile as if I opened it from a chest. But I can directly add, like let's say I want Fervor, I can directly buy and add this to my, stuff. It lets me do a whole bunch of cool stuff. Now, of course, different varying prices and different varying uses kind of makes you go, maybe only if I really need it and I've got the gold and who cares, whatever, right? It's one of those things where I think they're going to need some more balance on it. It looks like you can also buy these ruins for gold, which is really awesome. These charms, on the other hand... Oh, what? Charms are not money? The charms are money on mobile, so I guess they changed it because you have to buy in on PC. So, weird. Awesome. but weird. So, never mind what I previously said about enhancements requiring money. They're only microtransactions on phone, and seeing as how I'm literally getting these on PC for gold, all I'd have to do is log on a PC, buy them, and then when I log on the phone, I have them for free. So, wow. Enhancements are actually kind of amazing on PC. Like, once you buy in on PC, like, holy crap. Whoo! Wow, that's amazing. Okay, well, I should probably buy black dice. I'll leave it up to Monkey if I should use my gold. Because I was going to use my gold to buy characters and a whole bunch of other things, but seeing as how I really don't even need that, it's basically either buy chests, which could give me dice, or buy enhancements, such as cards, ruins, or charms. So I'll leave that up to Monkey, since he's given me pretty much the access to never needing any of this. So I'll let him decide for that. While he's deciding that, we'll go in the collection. Now, typically in the collection, what it meant was in the quest mode, which they may put in later, allowed you to take these, anything you've unlocked, under a filter of saying these guys will be put into your quest mode. Yeah, no, that's fine. That's as normal. What about the rest of those? What? They changed that too? What about the last one? What? Those are no longer money? Well then, I thought it was microtransactions. At least that's what they originally, when they first released them as. That doesn't make any sense. Doesn't matter. You mean spending the gold for that armor piece? What I mean, let me go back real quick. Okay, so what I mean is I can buy 2 chests, which they open up and they reveal 4 cards, and I get access to those 4 cards. For 2 chests, that's 8 cards. At least one of them is guaranteed to be rare or better. Can give me a bunch of different things, but because I have access to everything, the pool of what left to get is not great. So it would give me most likely give me a better item or dice, which I'd get 8 items, 2 of which would be rare or better. I already have all the characters thanks to this. Buy a dice, which I think I have enough money to buy the black dice. Or buy an enhancement, which could be this armor, or some runes, some charms, which would be like, you know, little tiny bonuses to help me get through the story or something. If I'm, let's say I'm stuck and I really need, you know, help, I can add, you know, I can banish a prayer bead for the price of 200 to give me an extra roll, so that it would be nearly impossible to lose a roll or something. You know, stuff like that can happen. Or, you know, something like that. So it'd be treasure, buying the black dice, or buying some enhancements, whatever that means, cards, ruins, or charms. What are you thinking, Monkey? Black dice, the treasure, which could have dice, with 8 items, or buying, like, the armor, the ruins, or the charms. And while he's deciding that, the collection used to hold anything that had, so this would be the villain part, so deck B, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, so any of these from B all the way to 6 would have any of those random henchmen as the ending, not henchmen, random villain as the villain I was hunting in the quest mode, with a randomized henchman, either any of this or any of this, and I can go on and so forth, all the way to 6 as the henchman, and then with anyone that I owned for an enemy, all the way from here to the end of time, as far as these are concerned, anything that I owned, basically. Which, thanks to Monkey I owning all of this, it would be everything and anything and everything and whatever, but magical items. Nice. Legendary items, it looks like. Magical loot items. Anyway, I don't know what this is specifically, but I think this is one of those magical legendary loot items that's possible through the, you know. But yeah. And so in here you can look at whatever you'd be able to earn. So let's say you want to, you go back into Deck B area, and Deck B has an item that you particularly want. I would believe, if I remember correctly, you can go back into that deck, and it will drop you an item from that deck area. And that's where I got the heavy crossbow from, although I don't know if it cycles it out due to me having it or not, because I'm not seeing the thing. A horse chopper. I'm not seeing it, so I'm a little worried where I got that from. So I may have removed it. Yeah, it looks like it removed it. So for harder and harder things, you get better and better items. So it removed it from the cards because I've already gotten it now. Of the pool, it looks like that I can get. These are the rest of the items I can get due to them being unlocked and being available inside the first or being inside the pre-game. So Monkey, what is your idea? We have the 2 treasure chests, buying the black dice, or buying an enhancement, whether it be card, ruin, or charm. What's it going to be? Anyway, while he's deciding that, we'll go back into here. Now, you can keep creating parties, I believe, up to 3 or 4 party groups that are constantly going. And they don't have to. Obviously, they can't use the ones that are previously being used, so you can't make a party several times over. But you can create a new party, and let's say you want to experiment with what it looks like to have a fighter, and a wizard, and a monk or something. And because Monkey has graciously unlocked these, I have access to them giving better stats for worse stats. So, in the same way that you customize a character in the actual game, you can have one less acrobatics and some less strength to have a higher wisdom and a higher stealth, it looks like. I'd have a higher wisdom, which means the wisdom would actually be a decent roll, a higher stealth for the less acrobatics and the less strength, which means that specialized parties could exist fantastically. Like you could have maybe you want less wisdom, a little bit less wisdom, to have a higher strength score, and the con goes over to strength. So you're not as constitution, but you can definitely start hitting shit for higher strength, which is pretty good. And you're not really missing out much on your wisdom because you got a D10 plus a 2, which means you're still going to be rolling pretty freaking high. Like the highest being 12 is sort of the normal, but if you want that extra strength gain, like to cover a weakness, you can do that. And these give you access to a lot of, optimization type stuff. Sort of play what you want as you want it kind of thing. So she gets extra dexterity, extra wisdom at a loss of her charisma, and her diplomacy goes down, but her arcane goes up. So I would say, personally, I think the Frostfire is fantastic. Let's see what he gets. He gets an extra constitution and gets 1 in fortitude con. He loses 1 strength to go to the fortitude con. Looks like that's it. He just becomes a beefier dude. Loses his dexterity going into his constitution. And then what does Lem get? Lem gets less wisdom as his strength less to get higher dexterity. And it looks like his int goes up from his diplomacy. So he loses a diplomacy and it goes up in a knowledge int. So he has a intelligence with a d6 but a +4, which means he's probably going to pass it even though he's got a low amount. He might pass it like automatically because his +4 is a lot. +3 not being a lot means that he's going to have a higher diplomacy, which means his charisma being 10 and then a +3, which means he's probably going to pass that too. So, I mean, it's your play style, but, I mean, I can't really say personally because I haven't really tried any of them all. But you have access to them if you... Yeah, you can customize the characters. You can also, as you play through them... That's another thing I did forget to say. Okay. That's great. Can I come back out now? Bugs? Okay. Alright, so, here is the cool thing. So we'll go into here with these guys. We'll go into the manage party. We'll go into completion. Now, as I complete each of these, and I move all the way down, it used to show it in quest, but it doesn't because this is now in the base of story. You get additions, like additions to your skills. You can add like a 4+ to strength. So if the adaptation of adding strength and whatever, you know, by playing either of these modes occur, if that's not something that's fitting the bill for what you need, you can, you know, like add in a +1 to her intelligence, and then that's sort of customizing her to yourself, like customizing her to your own advantage. You can add more to cards, like it'll let you, you know, persist. Wow, you can go current role as cleric. You can go to specialize character's powers by selecting roles unlocked after completing deck 3. So after deck 3, she can switch into either the healer, which will change up her thing all the way into this deck, hand size 8, but also greater heal, plus, and then, I have not seen this, when using heal, you may draw a card. So anytime that she uses this, she doesn't just lose a card to do it, she actually draws the card, which is kind of amazing. Inspiring heal. And you've got Miracle. Add 2 to your check to acquire a boon that has the Divine trait, which means this helps her heal. And then when you play Blessing of Surrender, you may recharge it instead of discarding it. And then when playing the Blessing of Surrender, you may recharge it or shuffle it into your deck instead of discarding it. Wow. So anytime I go to use the Blessing of Surrender, if I have Blessings of Surrender on her, which are extremely good and strong, no matter what, I can just recharge it constantly. Enemy lore adds to your check to defeat a Bane. Nice. So outsiders, I would start fighting or banishing. Add 2 check to acquire an armor collector, and add 2 to collect a weapon. Surrender and then purge undead. Mind showing off the ranger? I want to see that if possible. Yeah, I will show off the ranger. If you defeat a Bane that has the undead trait, you may shuffle 1 random card from your discard pile into your deck. So let's show off the ranger. Do you want him in a group of his own, or how do you want to deal with that? By the way, you said you wanted me to buy the chests for the roll of the dice, or the chance of getting dice plus items, or what? Or do you want to buy the dice, or... I guess I could also hold on to it and buy a specific dice. It's just black is 33% off, so it's easy to buy right now. Although we also have access to, you know, marbled style dice, which is nice. And of course the treasure has a chance of opening them, which is also cool. If there's like a specific you want, you're like, oh my gosh, I really need that dice. Nah, chests are a really good way to get items. So we'll open 2 chests. Okay, so we'll go to the opening of the chests. Here we go. Okay, so click on each, same way that you would normally. So we got a bag of dice, the teal. So we did actually get a bag of dice, as normal. We got an uncommon card. Cards from uncommon, epic, rare, or legendary. Collect them all and expand your collection. So now I got this for deck 3, but I also just got this as available to use. Got a Great Club +1, again available in the deck, and also I have it now. And a Forest Quarterstaff, available from deck 3. I'll purchase that. Alright, so we'll spend... Open it up! Okay, so we got another bag of dice. We got the Rosa Verona bag. We've got a Steel Ibis Lamellar. Nice. From deck 3. The Crocodile Skin Armor. And I bought this Ruin to add Ruins of Wonder. Increase the chance you will gain a rare, epic, or legendary card from a treasure chest. If you own any of these runes, they'll be used automatically when opening a treasure chest. If you choose to apply them. Because I think you can apply them or not. And rare! I got a Scarlet of Green and Kobo-chan. Reveal this card to add 1d10 to your non-combat fortitude or melee check. You may play another item this check. Nice. Which means that that's like really great for stacking checks that I need that are not combat. So, amazing. So that was actually really good. Okay. Guess what? What? What's up? By the way, did you want me to make a new party with Harsk? Because I'm going to add in the Ranger. We'll go create new, create Harsk. Which one do you want of Harsk? Do you want Harsk as Forest Harsk or regular Harsk? Forest Harsk uses less fortitude, more survival, while putting more in his wisdom from his constitution. So his constitution no longer becomes as high as it is with the fort and 10 to buff his other lesser useful one into having dexterity being high from ranged and dex, wisdom being high with survival and perception, which means he becomes all around pretty good, except for his charisma, which is completely garbage. So this one would be pretty good, actually. I wouldn't mind that. Dwarf Ranger. Ha ha! I have the Savini Jason skin from Friday 13. What? All the Rangers got going. That's cool. You going with my cleric? Oh, you wanted to just keep going with the cleric? You want me to run him? Okay, yeah. Okay, but here we go. Just real quick to run you through since you wanted to see it. So he's got a hand size of 6. He's got light armor and a weapon, so he has weapon proficiency to start. He has Scout Ahead. At the end of your turn, you may examine the top card of your location. Wow. And then at the end of the turn, if you did not use Scout Ahead, you may examine the bottom card of your location. So you may look at the top and the bottom. If you don't Scout Ahead, you can look at the bottom. If you Scout Ahead, you may look at the top. And he's got Sniper Shot. You may recharge a card to add 1d4 to a combat check at another location, which means that always, if Harsk is in the game, he can help another person in another location sort of shoot, you know, his weapon to help out as sort of a bonus. And then he has the Ranger he starts out with. You can go Sniper, which goes with Sniper shot is add to another location, add it to another location, add to another location, and add to another location. So he can add a 1d4 plus 4 to another location if he techs all the way into it, or he can go, when you start with a turn with no cards in your hand, you may draw 1 card. And then when you start your turn with no cards in your hand, you may draw 2. I'm guessing that's to stop from drawing cards to death. I don't know how that works yet. Reload is when you play a weapon that has the range trait, you may recharge it instead of discarding it. Wow. So instead of discarding the card automatically, which is part of this, if you discard the card for its discard effect to shoot in another location, you can instead just reload it, which is amazing. You gain +1 Divine Wisdom. Nice. Nature's Gift. And then Miraculous Dexterity. When you play a blessing to add to Dexterity, add a d12 instead of the normal die. Wow. And then there's Tracker, which is Scout Ahead, Reconnaissance, Perimeter Search. At the end of your turn, you may examine both top and bottoms of your... Wow. You don't even have to use it either. That's pretty awesome. Sniper shot, and then enemy lore giant. Add a d8 to defeat a bane that has a giant trait, and then a d8 plus 1. Then animal trick, when you play an ally with the animal trait, you may recharge it instead of discarding it. Awesome. I've already seen the Nature's Gift, and then Miraculous Wisdom. When you play a blessing to add to your wisdom, add a d12 instead. Nice. Awesome. So he looks like a really good card, a really good Thurn. Really, really good character. So 4 weapon, 0 spell, 1 armor, 3 items, 2 allies, and 5 blessings. Pretty good. Like, he is really good. Harsk has a 360 no scope across the map with his crossbow confirmed. Boys! Like, no, really? Like, this guy looks really good. Like, his forest looks extra specially badass. I check to see if it's any different. No, it should be. Ooh, he does. As he becomes forest, he gains 1 less weapon to gain an extra ally. Which, that's... I never even thought about that. That's a thing that can change too. But as you move up in your completion, as you're like literally leveling them up the same way that you would play a Pathfinder game, you're going to get more powers, more skills, and choose different card lists. So they're going to get more powerful. Okay, so let us make our way through with this. Monkey, we're going to manage the deck real quick here. If there was anything you wanted to add dice-wise... Ooh, I got all those unclaimed items. I'm not going to pull them out yet till I need them, in dire need of them. Because once you pull them out, you can't put them back. And I have thrown a couple of items into the fire. But let's manage the party. You wanted to change the dice. Here's what we got. Holy crap, we've got cool dice because you gave us cool dice. Well, we have the Fiery Core or Typhoon, or we have any of these if you want. Oh, and Guardian. I'm currently using a Scapolite on her. Typhoon looks badass. So the Rogue will use Typhoon. Or actually, let her use Typhoon, and the Rogue will use maybe Fire. Or maybe Guardian. Something like that. Hell, Fiery Core. Oh yeah, okay. So we're going to use Typhoon for her, and we'll use Fiery Core for her. Which, we'll continue as normal before we make any decisions. We'll just continue as normal. Because I think... she'll gain the charisma, and she'll gain the intellect. I think that's how we're going to do that. She could just gain strength, I think. That would work too. I want a Fiery Core dice set IRL. Yeah, man, that would be badass. Yeah, and this is the 3 that you got from the obsidian. You got this fiery core, you got fiery core, typhoon, or guardian blue. And then I've got blue, which you start with. I got field green, red, teal, rosa verona, scapolite, and aquamarine. This one should be slightly different, I believe. The marble type. I believe this is also the marble type, and this is the marble type. These are the regular ones, and these are the legendary ones. So let's continue. So now that we got a basic idea of the game, we're going to move over, pick the normal scenario, because again, we're not going to play like we're tryharding. We're just going to play through as normal. Start. Then this is the prologue, when you actually play the tutorial to learn how to play the game. The game first teaches you how to play the game. This woman and another guy who shows up, I believe, as an enemy. She is a bard, and the other person is like a fighter, and it's pretty good. It ends up being a pretty good team, and they teach you how to play the game. But then seeing her here is going to be like funny, because you're like, wait, what? You were a player? You're like, you were one of my team. So she says, welcome to the Rusty Dragon. You must be the one who pulled or put an end to Jabril Visky's crime spree. First rounds on me. That is most generous, but unnecessary. God's willing, Jabril will come to see the wisdom in his captivity. Kyra, you're always so optimistic. I'm just relieved there's been some excitement in this town. Perhaps you'd be interested in dealing with another local act of villainy? Someone's been laying lethal rat traps around Sandpoint. So far, they've killed a few household pets, but it's just a matter of time until someone gets hurt. Put an end to this plot, and I'll cut your nightly rate of the Rusty Dragon in half. Fear not, this prisoner cannot hide from the light of Serenray. So, again, start with the scenario, have something, add to your checks to acquire an ally, so it's harder to acquire allies in this. So continue. This is the dumbass I gotta fight. He's the alchemist human villain. All damage dealt by Pillbug Potiker is poison damage that may not be reduced. Have any happy pillbugs turned up lately? Customer at the Pillbug's pantry requesting poison. Meaning the way to get into the secret code to get into the Pillbug's pantry is, have any happy pillbugs turned up lately? And then here, Pillbug, you son of a bee. Oh man, I hated this thing when I first learned how to play this game, because it forces you to throw away cards. And if you're not, like, you can accidentally throw away some really good cards, and it hurts. It hurts to play this one. I mean, it's easier on purpose because of that, because you're literally throwing away cards, but it gives you a pretty good chance to be able to get some cards back. You just don't know if the quality of the ones you're throwing away are worth the ones that you're getting back, or the same amount of the ones that you're losing. So, his henchmen that I have to beat are actually trap disabling. So they're actually just barriers. They're not actually people I have to defeat in combat. They're traps that I have to disable. If undefeated, discard the top card of your deck. Then each character at this location must succeed a Constitution or Fortitude 7 check, or the character is dealt 1d4 minus 1 poison damage. If defeated, you may immediately attempt to close the location that this henchman came from. So, we'll put those into the different locations. Then we'll decide from here where we want to go. So, if I remember correctly, when you encounter an ally, you may recharge the card automatically, banish a card. Summon to defeat a henchman. So, probably if you fail a combat check, you random mom to shovel into. Probably want to send her there. During your turn, you may discard a card to explore. During your exploration, if you encounter anything other than armor, an item, or weapon, after the exploration, you may explore again if you have a card in your hand. Okay, so we'll put her there. And then this one, when you encounter an ally, you may recharge a card to automatically acquire it. So you automatically get allies from this. So, pretty good, pretty good. Alright, so the greatest thing about this is there is no negatives to losing the game. You just don't get to progress, and you don't get, if you're playing on the hardest difficulty to get gold, you won't get any gold, other than whatever you get in the way of banished cards or banishing cards from your stash. So the great part about this is it's fun to play because you never lose anything unless you're banishing cards. That is the only time you really ever get any negatives. Or if you're trying to get gold and you don't get gold. That's another negative, but it's not like, it's not punishing. The game is always about having fun and never about you lost and now you're gonna get effed up. Now you can turn on permadeath mode for certain runs if you'd like to make a certain, let's say, permadeath group, where when they die in the game, they die, or if they, you know, whatever, and they die, they actually die. But that's an option you can turn on for fun, not something that comes default in the game. So I think I'm gonna go with the cleric again as default start. We're gonna go with Sandpoint. Gosh damn, it is hot as fuck. Like, my sweat is even sweating right now. Woo! Alright, here we go. This is going to be an awesome one. Alright, so, poison trap right off the flipping bat. Okay, so, because this is a poison trap, and then when I go here, I'm going to have to banish. So, I want to leave this open for the banish. Because remember, if I make this, which an 86% chance, pretty good chance, though I'm gonna put a recharge and make it really. That city map is beautiful. Oh yeah, man, that's the greatest part about this is all of this is based on actual Pathfinder stuff, and the art for it is fantastic. It is amazing. I'm going to put a 98% chance, and I'm going to keep my banish to be something that's really basic and not a big deal. So, I'm going to roll this. Hopefully I don't get wrecked. Thankfully I didn't. So, now that I've seen that, I can close this entire location instantly, which is amazing. So I'm going to close this. Means I have to banish a card. Banish a really obviously meh card, and completely close out this location immediately. Which puts me that much closer to winning right off the bat. This is the way that you get items back in case you, what? I can't do it, it's explore. Oh, it's harder to get to. Oh, that's what I was saying. That's what I originally said. It means it's easier to get things. No, it's easier. So I'm really just admiring the artwork. Yeah. So now here is the cool part. When you finish this area, when you finish the general store, the great part of the general store is literally the whole map is fucking you. Everywhere. Like let's back out real quick. See. Where's the backing out? Okay, so I'm gonna roll. Let's Caltrops. Cole, you said you hated Caltrops, right? Banish this card and immediately defeat a monster. That's not that bad. That's pretty good. I don't know. I mean, it feels like you can put it on anyone, and you can just banish it for, I don't know. I mean, like here, let's just roll it. It happened. Didn't happen. Who cares? Whatever. Okay, so now this pops up. Toggle the map. Okay. Every place wants you to banish a card. Like I banished a card to finish this location. I'll have to banish a card to do this location. I'll have to banish a card to go that location. And that location will be summon and defeat a bandit henchman to finish it. But every other place is having you banish cards. And if you're temporarily closing locations, you have to banish a card to do that. So The general store in this location is the easy way of guaranteeing you don't have to fight henchmen or fight villains after you've defeated them, because the location will give you a 1d6, I rolled 6, of extra items that you can gain. It sort of gives you items back that you had to banish. Like, for example, you can use the potions of vision to banish later on from the general store of the items you get, if you want to do it like that. Or if you banish a completely useless, like I banished a very basic blessing. Out of banishing a very basic blessing, I have 6 possible new cool items that I can get, while the other locations have to have me banish. That's 6 items that I can get, while only having to banish 3, and one of the 3 I banished was a meh item anyway. So, really, really, really cool. That's why if you get crapped on with the roll from the general store, it can be but otherwise, this is one of those ones that's a good stepping stone level for you to learn how to play the game, and it kind of teaches you the idea between picking out specialized characters, like picking out your rogue or picking out your cleric or something. Because each, doesn't matter if they play together or not, their progression in the story equals how much they progress as far as characters go, how much extra stuff they get. So let's move on, because we're spending too much time talking. Ooh, bastard sword. Do I want this? Probably not. Damn it. Well, I don't really want it that bad. So there's like, last chance. Yep. That's fine. We didn't really need that. We didn't even really. I don't even care. I don't even. Ooh. Glibness. Glibness is an okay potion, but not all that worried about it. And, oh, that is a thing that also happens. If you fail all of acquiring these items, it doesn't matter if the general store gave you 50 items. If you can't acquire any of them because you keep failing, you won't get any items either. So it's kind of one of those things, acquiring. I mean, I could put more effort forth doing that, but whatever. Fuck it. I don't. That bothered me. I'm not really throwing much away at this point yet. Holy shit! Here he is. Okay, so. Oh no! A hero has come to put a stop to my dastardly deeds. I'm a hero now. First time for everything, I guess. I don't even care. Alright, so we're gonna we're just gonna pee on this guy. Yeah, we're just gonna pee on him. Pee time. Shreked, paid on. So he can now be in either of those 2 locations, and this entire location closes. And of course, because I beat him as a boss, 2 places closed at 25 left. Holy crap, I could screw up badly and I'd still win. Holy water. You can always pick up your cards if you're never sure what to do. You can pick up your cards, or you can click your cards to see if there's anything extra you can do other than the normal whatever you know that you can do. Nah, I'm gonna roll it. Yeah, I didn't get it, but I didn't really care. I'm not really. Holy water's okay. Holy water's an okay item. It's not like worth going out of my way. So now we're gonna go into this area. Okay, we're going to try. You can always click it. You don't have to drag it. I always like to drag it. Okay, so we're going to try and beat this automatically because I hate this one. We're going to try to recharge it. You're going to help me. And she helps me. I'll just imagine that she she burned a blessing to automatically make me pass by that really annoying barrier. So what did you get? Ooh, master tools. That's not even, I can't even do that. I'm gonna try it. Nope. That's fine. Hey, whatever, you know. Free items and I can't even get free items. Feels bad, man. The rogue does all the hard work. Kappa! Oh, thanks. Are you sure there? Wow. And then you can just get utterly destroyed like that because, you know, reasons. Wow. Getting utterly destroyed over here. Kappa! Even though I'm doing really well. I'm actually doing this really, really well. Yeah, Prayer Gorm, it's amazing. I don't really like blast stones. Yeah, I didn't get much from this. I don't think I actually got a single item from this general store. Maybe I got like 1 or 2. But yeah, I spent extra time here because I'm so ahead of the curve. Okay, so we'll spend that. Ooh. Do I wanna? No, I mean 91 is pretty good. That's like a really crap ass chance that I won't get this. That's a discard to reduce 1 damage. I imagine I took 1 damage then. And we'll move her over here. She'll start running this location down. Recharge this card. Whatever. You know what I'm saying. You know what I'm saying. At least I'm failing the ones I could care less if I won or not. At least I'm failing those. Passed it anyway. Thank you. Ooh! Hey, pill bug. Suck. Okay. I will banish this potion I got for free from the thing, and now his back is against the wall. I can now finish this fight. I will put Mata. I mean, you know, if that isn't like, fuck you, Pillbug, I don't know. Hell, Pillbug, you son of a bee. Alright, does anyone want to calculate this? Like, hey, look at this and, you know, what's up? Like, this is why I say, save your shit for the right moment. Like, you want to not be at the struggle mode right at the wrong moment, because I'm about to win at 18 rounds. Completely finished this whole run of crap ass. Like, I hate this one. I don't think there's any reason. I win after this. There's no reason not to. So, here we go. There's still a 99% chance. Who knows? After all of this rolling, I could still fail. So, here we go. Yeah. I didn't fail. And here's the end of the story. Or, here's the end of this scenario story. So, you defeated Jibril, and you apprehended me at last. Sandpoint is safe. Ah! You weren't the only one laughing. Wish it had been more of a challenge. Taking your traps apart was too easy a job to pass up. I've seen better trigger mechanisms whipped up by bird cruncher goblins. Ah, even though my venom was top-notch, the traps were second-rate. Trust an aristocrat to be stingy with the tools he provides. I see a rich guy. I see a rich guy hired you in Jabril to create chaos around town in preparation for some other intrigue. Well, I can say that this wasn't fun, but I've got a date to keep at the Rusty Dragon. By the way, the prologue showed the two people I was talking about trying to put the Sandpoint Devil down, and the guy who paid them to go cage it and stop the cultists, he was like, leave now. I have powerful magics to invoke to banish this. Which, gut feeling, definitely says from the gem that he's wearing on his chest is he's the cultist leader and somehow didn't have control of this or some whatever, and we basically did all the dirty work to let him do that, because, you know, dicks. 1 at 18 turns left. Yeah, I know. Like, that's like how good you can get at this game with some good rolls, some luck, and some forethought and like extra effort. Like, you know, if you know what you're doing and you have the deck set up right, and you have the right kind of team going into the situation, you can win pretty easily. So the Kaijutsu girl, Kaijutsu girl put you up to this? Splendid. Father would be so proud. Yeah, something like that. Victory! I already finished this on almost all the way up to hard, so I'm not gonna get anything. And here's the scenario rewards, because these are the characters. I got a short bow! Fan-fucking-tastic. That's completely useless. And a longsword +1, and it's a melee weapon, which means that it takes melee proficiency. Fuck me in the ass. Alright, well, is there more benefit to end as early as possible or to explore as much as possible? Okay, so if you can pass the checks, the more items you get not only give you access to more items, which could up or increase or better change your items that you currently have, because you can only keep at the end whatever you find. So for example, I didn't get any weapons, so this only thing I got from the ending of the scenario reward of the short bow is all I got for new weapons. Otherwise, unless I recreated by taking this party apart and trying to recreate the party, could I first use that recreation to open up this thing called collection to change weapons. But usually all those weapons are really, really, really bad, shitty cards that are absolutely terrible, no one wants. Like, oh, by the way, since I have finished enough games with this character, these cards, which used to be repair cards, are now actual cards, which means I can sell them off for gold. But I think there's something wrong with that, because I've done that once, and I actually think I lost things because of that, because the game was like, what the fuck? And like, it went, like, lost its mind. So the reason you'd end it as fast as possible is A, if you're playing for the gold of 150, it's probably best to finish it as soon as possible, because then that means you're going to get the 150 gold guaranteed. But as long as you need items, or there's likely to be, if you speed up, you might lose, to take it slow all the way in that you make sure you end it before you run out of turns. So it's sort of a 50-50. Ending it as soon as possible won't ever make it worse for you, but it may not make it better for you in that you may get more items, such that, like I said with the short bow, or, you know, I had to banish a blessing. So, let's say I wanted an extra Prayer of Gorum, and there's a chance to get it in there. I could keep digging for it out of all of the cards, so long as you end it before the turns run out. Yeah. The basic idea is, in some cases, you're going to be running so hard at the fact that you want to basically barely scoot by failing, not because you want to, but because it's going to be hard enough that you can barely make it. In some other cases, like that case, you're going to be so overly well prepared for the way that the style of the level is set up, and because of your preparedness and learning from me, you're going to do it so effing well that it's going to be like breeze past, like, oh, was that it? Oh, was that all? Yeah, that's it. Okay, cute. Bye. Okay, so I'm gonna sell that. I'm gonna sell that. I'm gonna sell that. I'm gonna hold on to the longsword. Probably don't need it, but just in case, I don't know. Maybe the warrior could use it or something. Fighter could use it. Okay, so we'll move on to the last one. See, now it's starting to show you the actual unlocks. I've done Brigand Doom on the hardest difficulty a couple times. I haven't done the poison pill yet because I don't like discarding my cards, because the wild card powers could make it so you're just banishing cards constantly and you're never winning. So I'll come back to this in a second. I may do that before, but let's definitely do Black Fang's dungeon. Yeah, so you can discharge the blessing. Yeah. I'm not sure how I got talked into investigating cow remains. Amiko is unusually persuasive. It is possible that Amiko is an unknowing messenger of the gods. Regardless, we must shine Zeren-Rei's light onto whatever monster is terrorizing the countryside. You're here! Thank the gods! Come see what's left of my cows! I've never seen anything like it. Whatever it used to be, it's been ripped to shreds, and what's this? It appears to be a black claw or fang. Definitely monster, hopefully a cowardly one with a hoard of gold. Nothing should have to die like this poor creature did. The gods will guide us to the monster that did this. When any character encounters the henchman Ancient Skeleton, each other character at that location must summon and encounter the henchman Ancient Skeleton themselves. So if my characters are ever doubled up on one place, and someone meets the henchman of this guy, who's the villain, then they're going to have to fight one of them themselves, even though that's not necessary to close the location. It's just necessary to kill the henchman. Before you act, each character at this location must succeed a Constitution or Fortitude 7 check or be dealt 1d4 -1 acid damage. Tell the locals to leave me be, or I'll start tearing the heads off their children instead of their livestock. So this is the villain, with a 12 check to beat. And then this bloated garbage can is Ancient Skeleton. The skeleton is immune. It doesn't look right. I know what it is. It doesn't look right. The skeleton is immune to the mental and poison traits. If the check to defeat the slashing has slashing or the piercing trait, the difficulty is increased by 3. Because obviously these skeletons need to be blunted down, so if your weapon has slashing or piercing on it, the difficulty goes up by 3. So it's not going to help. Well, it will, but not by as much as it should. If defeated, you may immediately attempt to close the location this henchman came from. Wouldn't keeping the cards be better than 3 gold? If the cards were good, you would keep them all the way up to the limit of 10. But those cards are so mediocre or bad, I'm just like 3 gold's 3 gold. Like, I don't need them. I automatically remove them from my character to begin with. And unless my character, like, suddenly banishes woo super helpful cards, which I can't just repair out, yeah, in the case that certain cards would be better, yes, keep them. But in the case of those cards that are mediocre, at that point, it's just one of those things that you hope to move on to better, like, bigger and better campaigns at that point. And get the better stuff. Because as you move down the campaigns, yes, it gets harder to beat and win and do all those things, but the more that you play in them, the more items you get, which makes it easier to beat them. So, let's see. This one's the one that requires a lot of arcane casters and divine casters, which right now I'm playing as if I was playing free on phone, which means, bless you, which means that you're gonna probably get fucked up. So we'll try the throne room with her. Actually, let's try her the temple. This one sucks because the temple or whatever, the thing that my Serenite's at, makes her take a lot of damage. It's really ass. It's like when you encounter a blessing, which there are a ton of blessings, there's at least 3 of them in here, you're dealt 2 points of mental damage that you may not reduce. So, ooh, first thing. Evade? Like, why? How would I evade? I don't think I can evade. I don't care. Take it. Alright. I will, I'll bury the token of remembrance. Or, I mean, discard the token of remembrance, which means I can get it. Okay. Here's a chance now. Oh, wow, I barely beat him. Whew. So, because I wasn't hurt more than 2. Why did I hit that? I'm an idiot. I thought I hit the... I'm a dumbass. Alright, well, I just discarded that for no reason, because I'm stupid. Alright. Yeah, let's just try it. Okay. Ooh, new spells. I love new spells. New spells. I love new spells. New spells! Oh, and I won my daily gold of 100. Ooh, what do I get? Ooh. That's... Let's try... F me in the asshole. Ooh. Nah, actually, I'll just... Yeah, fuck it. Yeah, wrecked. Completely shreked. Cure myself to get my 4 cards back at the cost of 1 card, which is nice. Now I'm burning turns to do that, but I'm also keeping myself self-sufficient. Ooh. Did we fail that? Okay. Cute. Not bad. Ancient skeleton. Nice. Pelican. Ah, pretty good. Check to defeat an undead user. Nice. It's fucking awesome. I'm gonna use that shit. Holy light. Holy light! Don't fail me, holy light. Wow, that is fantastic. Okay, so we're gonna keep going. Fight me, skeleton. Dead. Dead bitch. place closed. I don't want to fail. Please don't let me fail. Oh my gosh. Whew, that hurt my anus. So she's gonna go to the throne room of said asshole. Ooh. Yeah, I'll take a light crop, but why not? Just fuck it. Yeah. Just fuck it. Ooh, okay. I get this automatically? What? Yo, fuck you, dude. Yeah, I best get that fucking spell back after all that getting wrecked. Okay, I just got Better Twitch TV and I was customizing it. Wait, what? You haven't had Better Twitch TV this whole time? Monkey, are you retarded? Are you retarded? Oh, okay, okay. My brain, I was so confused, my brain was retarded for a second. What the fuck? Okay, well, that just wasted a turn of mine. Whatever, cool. I mean, I'm retarded, but not that much. Man, that blew my mind. Okay, fuck you. Fuck you. And fuck you. Fucking shit on. Get out of here. Get the fuck out of here. Get out of here. Get the fuck out of here. Ooh, pretty decent roll too. Nice. Recharge strength too. Whatever. I'll try. Oh, monkey! My brain is full of fuck right now. Cody, hurry up and get affiliate so I can throw bits in your face region. Oh shit! What's up, David? You hunt me, invade my lair. Yet I am the one who is considered evil. You pervert the dead to serve you. You plague the innocent. Your evil is absolute. It ends now. Your heroic bravado is admirable, if misplaced. I'll let you escape here unharmed if you deliver a message for me. Tell the locals to leave me be, or I'll start tearing the heads off their children instead of their livestock. I call upon the blessings of Serenray to overcome this creature of acrid darkness. Close that location. Proceed at a don't be bad roll. That's pretty good. I gotta just go all out on this. Okay. Not bad, not bad. 81 or... yeah, it's gotta be the Holy Light. Holy Light! Fuck me. Ah, well. Recharge. Recharge isn't bad. Recharge! Ah, I got it. Okay, so not bad. Not bad. So not sure where he is. He doesn't give you any other two. But we know for sure he's in one of the two. He's not on the one that what's-her-name is in. Kill him! Okay, so close it and then... roll it! Oh, thank you. Okay. Roll room's closed, which means we have a chance of winning this now. Which is nice, because I was hoping for that. Okay, so we have 2 locations left. I'm gonna heal, actually, because... yeah, I'm gonna heal. Okay, so she is gonna move. I should have been drawing the whole time. I'm retarded. Ooh. And of course I fail. Who cares? I got 11 turns to corner this bastard. You have to be. I don't even know anymore. Blind thing. Whoo! Closed it. All right, this could be it. Ooh, made it. Okay. Roll! Yes! Woo! How did you? Wow, it's dead. And from the looks of things, it was neither cowardly nor wealthy. What a waste. It was enough that we are safe, Marisio. We have much to be thankful for. The power of Serenray is always with us. Oh, and of course, I've already done that before, so I didn't get any gold, so fuck me. Okay, so now here's the cool moment where we get to pick our victory. Instead of giving us a random item of some type, we get to actually say to ourselves, okay, well, what in the grand scheme of things does this cleric need? What does she need? I don't know. Maybe a spell or a blessing. Let's try spell. Aid. Not bad. I'll actually keep that on my roster. Let's try for her. She's already got some badass weapons. She can't use any spells. Her armor, she does need better armor. So let's try an armor. Because she normally has better armor, but I got wrecked because it's the new What? Half plate. Well, okay, that's good, but not good for her. So I'll probably put that aside too. Ooh, hello. Okay, so for her, I'd probably give her an intelligence boost, and for her, I'll probably give her a charisma boost. I mean, as far as that's considered, like, she can't make intelligence things. She's not going to make dexterity, but she's not going to make intelligence things. She most likely won't be the charisma, but she's all around fairly decent in most areas, because if she doesn't have a higher D, she has a an opening through something, some bonus. And hers are low, but charisma seems like something that, you know, some place that she would fill. She gets to make a choice yet? No, I don't think she gets to make a choice on that yet. She has to make it through something else, I think. Yeah, I think those are pretty good. Is David David watch your streams, Monkey, or yeah, I mean, I might add to maybe strength. I mean, it's pretty good here. It's pretty good here. Because intelligence, it fits well. Constitution would be another one, or strength. Nice, nice. I'll try that. I'll try that. Alright, would you like to process the choices? This cannot be modified in the future. Well, it's like, it gives you kind of no choice, right? I IDK my BFF Jill. Holy shit, so many of these things. I don't like mending. I'll have to, like, look at mending more. I don't like mending, generally. Mending is kind of assy. Checks at the end of the turn if you do not have banish. Yeah, strength is one of those things where you can use it multiple times, so if there's multiple checks, strength's adding to all of those checks, which is why I like it better than regular things. Mending sucks ass. Discard this card to allow a character at your location to discard a weapon, armor, or item. This character draws a card of that type from his discard pile. So you can throw a weapon away to get your better weapon, or a better armor to get a better armor, or a better item from a better item. After playing this card, play the, you know, divine whatever. Otherwise succeed a 4. Just in general is kind of ass. Okay, what do you got? Half plate. What do you got? What are you wearing? Take the magical one off, so instead of provision with heavy armors, recharge or whatever, we'll take that off. Caltrops are ass. So saith my brother, and I trust him on that. Alright, let us go. So, let us get through to this, get rid of these. Get rid of that. Get rid of mending, and we'll keep the rest. The rest is fine. So now, we move on to the next campaign. We move on to Burnt Offerings. Now, I bought Burnt Offerings and Skinshaw Murders, but because of Monkey's generous donation kappa, we get all the way to the sixth campaign section without having to buy any of the rest of it. So, as such, we get to start the next one, but I'm going to usually finish almost all of them at least on the heroic difficulty before moving on. As I finish that, I can move on, but I'm not sure how much. Yeah, 1 gold per card rip, but you do, like I said, you do make a fair bit fairly fast. So let's say I went to Brigand Doom and turned it on a legendary difficulty. We'll do a legendary difficulty. I think I have enough cards and enough stuff. Yeah, I have enough to try it, so. Midday at the Snowtail Festival, Sandpoint celebrates a new cathedral. Did I just retard something and then go into something I didn't want to? Hello, Father Xantus. I always loved a good party, even if this one has a pious bent. You are just in time for the consecration. Now, I'll just get everyone's attention and... What in the... Goblins everywhere! How did they get through the gates? Yeah, goblins chew and goblins bite. Goblins cut and goblins fight. Stab the dog and cut the horse. Goblins eat and take by force. No time to negotiate a price. Guess I'm doing hero's work for free today. Now, each of the people you come in say different things, so no encounter is the same as long as you don't keep the same heroes, which is interesting. If you defeat a monster that has the goblin trait, roll 1d6 on 1. Each character in the location is dealt fire damage. Oh, that sucks. Okay, so we're going to skip out of this because this is not what I want to do. I wanted to do a Brigand Doom real quick here. So, someone in there and someone in there. Sure. I don't skip. I didn't want to do this. So, this is what it looks like. Nothing happens. It just rolls through all your turns. When you want to forfeit out of something, maybe you started something you didn't want to finish, or maybe you're just trying to get some cards and you didn't want to play it all the way out or whatever. You do that and nothing happens. Your party has run out of time, nothing happens. So, like I said, you don't lose anything. And of course, you get access to your stash again to be able to change things out. That's a good way to get access to that if you really need to. Well, there you go. And so then Brigand Doom and going legendary difficulty, and we're going to try to do Brigand Doom legendary difficulty to get the 150 gold. So we're going to skip this because we've already done all the talking. Okay, so now we have the 3 wildcard things, and this scenario does this. So if a monster's power causes you to recharge a card, draw a card. After doing so, when you acquire an ally, discard a card. Then it also says the difficulty of the checks to acquire boons is increased by 2. Movement restricted, you may move only to an adjacent location, meaning from here you can move here or here, but not here, so on and so forth. In Pending Doom, the Blessing decks include 5 fewer cards. Cute. That's gonna be, that's so fun. Yeah, I mean, they're as normal, they're not harder, they're just pain in the ass. Okay, it's gonna have to be this, and you're gonna have to be here, as normal. So the better you get with your team, and the more that you specialize your anything, you can get down to the bottom end stuff with higher level characters, and you can stomp stuff for gold if you really want to, honestly. But it's just one of those things where it becomes grindy. You gotta remember you have to have fun with it. So let's go with this. Longsword, recharge a card, why not? And Nah, you know what? Not throw that. I'll throw this. Try that. Ooh, just made it. Nice. Moving on. Ooh. Not bad. Hit you, bitch. Alright, nice. Recharge this card. I don't think... I will take a blessing because I'm going to keep strength the card. I don't need that. Yeah, I don't need that. Let's go with... Collapse ceiling sucks, so I want to get past this. Yeah, I should have gone with a higher roll on that by adding that thing into hers, but not too worried about it. Summon Banes that are evaded are destroyed. May discard a blessing to explore again. Let's kick the shit out of this thing, shall we? Yes. Get in the hand. Mercenary. Ooh, combat from a skeleton. Yeah, I'll take it. Get ready. Bye, baby. Alright, let's see. Moving along pretty good. Dexterity roll. Make it sure, why not? Ooh. Keep it then. Attack. Redo that, thank you. Let's put a crowbar and recharge and put that. Get wrecked, buddy. That's a pretty good play. So far, so good. Hello. Yeah, I'm just kind of a little worried about that. That's not bad. I can deal with it. Let's heal now. Wow, the heal is wrecked. Wow, completely destroyed. Got doubly shreked. That's okay though. We can recover from that. Just gotta get some better shit. Some better shit! Oh my. Okay, so we get that. love the feeling. Fuck. Piss in the eye. Wrecked. Destroyed. Make it. Yeah, close it. Okay, so we got a couple turns to close. Something here I need to do. I don't want to go too far in on that. I can actually lose shit from it. I'm doing fine as is. Wrecked. Shit on kid. Close this location. Let's roll a divine. That should be fine. Nice. So we have 6 turns to win, so we need to go full balls. Okay, so we're gonna dump the prayer. Hopefully to win. Yeah, I get it, I get it. This wouldn't be so rough. Ooh. Hello. I don't care about the story. I've seen this about 1,000 times. Okay, so I closed this location. Temporarily. Okay, got it. Okay, closing. Counter or fade. Like, this is why the right situation, and fuck you. Just fuck you. And I win. And now I make 150 gold. So skip the story we've already read before. And then victory! And now, 150 gold. So 150 cards sold for the price of just being, you know, like just mediocre goodness. Like, not even difficult. I wouldn't even say that would be hard. I mean, yeah. I mean, that you get a bunch of cards. Like, you get stuff that you can sort of, oh, maybe I want to use this, or maybe not. Who knows? And then, yeah, Rusted Half Plate. I don't know if I need that. I definitely could use a Blessing of Aristal over a regular Blessing. I'll take that. Yeah, even after all the dice, you only roll the 17. That's why I love to stack it. When I'm about to win, whew. Oh yeah, no worries, David. Like, it's not one of those things. It's definitely not a game for everyone. It's not something that everyone will look at and be pleased by. It is just something that it plays well for what it does, and you can play it. And I mean, if you're a junkie like me for Pathfinder stuff, it's a fairly decent game. Hell, it's a board game at one point, and adding it to an on-the-go scenario where you have it available on your phone, it's pretty good. It's pretty good. You can play it with your friends, by the pass and play, which is nice. Yeah, I got it. You can play the pass and play. I didn't show that off. Let me go to it. Settings. You can turn on. I don't see where it is in. Maybe it's out in main menu. Maybe. I don't see it here, but it may. I guess it may be coming later. I guess they didn't think about it for I didn't think about it for PC, but basically there's a mode that you can turn it on for phone where you literally pass it to your friend and he plays his character as if you were playing like a Pathfinder game, where you're sort of working together, but you don't have to work together, and that you have to finish things, but maybe you're like stingy with helping on certain things because you need them for yourself, or whatever, right? So you all play a little different. It's definitely one of those games, David, where, it's to each his own. I don't think that anyone who likes this game will lose sleep if you don't play it, and neither if you do play it. So as long as you enjoy what you love doing, I think that's personally what I would think all that matters. But, gee, man, I think it is about time for me to take a break. Monkey, do you want to do some Kill Jason simulator? Do you want to stream the Kill Jason? Probably with David, as I haven't gotten a chance to be able to catch a stream for it, and I'm actually available if you guys want to do Kill Jason Capo. Fuck yeah, I want to play some because of the new skin. Alright, man. Well, I think that is a perfect time that I'm going to go grab some drinks, and if you fire up your stream, I think that I'm going to host you. I think that sounds like a smart idea. Oh yeah, fuck yeah, I'd love to see that. If you guys are down to doing that, I'd love to see that. I miss me, the only one with it. That reminds me, back in my day, only the best damn Jasons used to have glowing eyes. Alright, man, let me know when it is that you are ready, and I will host you up. Host you up proper. I don't want to start yet before you're ready, but as far as that goes, guys, for anyone who's watching my collection stuff or doing me playing stuff, I have only added via treasure chests a few different items, thanks to Monkey saying, hey, open up treasure chests. I got a few different items, but other than that, that is it for me today. Thank you guys for watching. Appreciate you guys hanging out and coming to check out the content. I will be doing more of this stuff in the future, but I did want to make sure that I gave a good synopsis on how to play the game and a good here's what you do. I couldn't do the store like I wanted. I couldn't do the store like what to buy like I wanted because I own everything, thanks to Monkey. So there, I mean, there's that, but I mean, Oh, shit, I gotta close this down. I'm retarded. Oh, no. If you it's about turning it off, like, If it's about booting me off, boot me the fuck off. Like, if it's about turning your stream on, but I'm going to quit out anyway. Thanks, guys, for watching, though. I just wanted to show around a few things just in case. But I'm going to actually get Monkey here. So while we're finishing, we're going to find out what he feels about it. So, brother, what do you think?
Hey, man. Yeah, that was pretty awesome, dude.
I mean, you know, the game gets a little more complex when you don't play with only 2 characters, and since you have the Holy Shit Edition, you have access to.
Holy shit package,
I
yeah.
mean, you
Of
have
course.
access
I had
to
to do it though.
everything. So
I had to do it.
I mean, it's so good. That means you literally now here feel the weight of what you just did. You bought the Holy Shit Edition for yourself. You bought the Holy Shit Edition for my brother. You bought the Holy Shit Edition for me. You bought the Holy Shit Edition for my dad. And if you so deem choose, you bought the Holy Shit Edition for your phone, my phone, and my brother's phone.
That's ridiculous.
All with the price of whatever you paid for. So you literally bought.
Which is on sale, so.
Whew! Wait, it's on sale?
It's on sale on Steam, yeah.
What?
Mm-hmm.
Wait.
Yeah.
No. 30 bucks is what he bought. He bought the holy shit ass edition.
Which is $10 off, yeah.
Whew.
Guys, do you see it?
So good.
I'm live, by the way. Do you see it?
Oh wait, hold on. Let me host. Host. Monkey Kronos. Monkey Kronos-san. All right, and just gonna make sure I'm gonna pop into your chat.
Make sure I'm unhosted. Okay, good.
Monkey Kronos. I'm gonna make sure that it's hosting to you properly. Did you get a host, by the way?
It says you're hosting me, yeah.
All right, guys.
Do you still
for
have
my
auto
stream,
host set up as well?
I'm gonna turn off. Yeah, but while I'm streaming, it won't host, which is sad. And I want to make sure it hosts you immediately. So, all right, guys, for my stream, that is it. Thanks, guys, for watching. Take it easy. Peace.